Greetings! Hello, everybody. Stan here. Time for another episode of Random Encounters. And not just any old episode, this is our holiday special. Woo! One of these weeks I'm going to figure out what I need to do to put some music under that countdown. So, maybe I could have had some holiday music of some sort. Oh, well. Have to be uh, you know, royalty free, and I don't have a lot of that hanging around, so just as well. Hello, Linnea. Ho, ho, ho to you and the other lemons who may or may not be there sitting on the couch with you. Yeah, we're here for a holiday special, which is pretty much the same as most of our shows. I will use random encounter tables like the kinds you find in tabletop RPGs, such as Dungeons and Dragons, and I will use them and a die roller to select a subject, a who, and an action, a what. And then whatever comes off those tables, I will draw for you. And the tables are focused on holiday stuff this week. So let me come over here. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm getting it prepped so it looks all fancy for you when I switch this button here and we come over and look at our holiday special list. I cut it down. Usually we've got 6 who's and 6 what's, and then things that don't get picked carry over from week to week. For our themed specials, I cut it down to 4 because just about all of these will go away. They're only, particularly the what's are focused on holiday, and I won't repeat them. So those are the choices. So I'm going to switch on over now. Hello, Dale, and presumably Cindy. Hope things are going well there in the middle of the country. And I'm gonna let's do this. Let's get going. No time to waste. Holiday season is upon us. So we're going to be using the D4 instead of the 6-sided die that everyone out there is familiar with. This is a 4-sided die. It's a little weirder to read. You can see that along the top there, we're looking straight down at a pyramid-shaped object. In fact, if I move it around a little, you can see. Oh, look at that, 3D-ish. Anyway, the numbers at the very top are all 4s. So that's how we know when we roll this, what we got. So we're going to do what we usually do. Once, twice, third time is the charm. And that's the number we will pick. So first we're going to go for our first who. We'll go once, twice, and third time. 2. Number 2 is for our first who. And our first what is going to be once, twice, third time is also a 2. That's good grouping. I'm not sure always that this die roller is. If these were dice, I'd be a little worried that they were misshapen, and I'm just not sure about the algorithm. But we got a wizard is our number 2 for who, and a Christmas tree. Christmas tree. So I figure that probably means decorating the Christmas tree, but with a wizard, it could be just about anything. Super Solstice, says Dave. Super Solstice to all the streamers. Indeed, tonight is the solstice. Right about an hour from now will be the actual moment of solstice. So we'll probably be doing this when that happens. Anyway, we've got a wizard and Christmas tree is our theme. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go to the sketch layer. I'm going to turn off the tables. Make sure I'm on blue pencil, which is what I like to do my sketching with. And got a wizard and a Christmas tree. So let's see. Let's just put a rough Christmas tree shape in there. Now, we could have our wizard over here. Now, usually I just go for the easiest idea possible. So I usually have kind of a old white guy with a beard as my wizard, but this time I'm going to go for something different, I think. I don't know what yet, but it won't be an old white guy with a beard. Someone in robes there. Casting a spell. In fact, it's going to make the whole tree just appear. There. I'm thinking for a second that I may get rid of those. I'm thinking, which is not always the most interesting kind of video to watch. I'll have someone down here be very excited. Okay, so who's our wizard going to be? I'm going to pick a head shape. Rough hair shape. There we go. I'm going to get rid of those very big hands and make them a little smaller. It's important. One of the things that's important to do as you draw more is to understand what your tendencies are, and then to just kind of make a point of going away from them, trying something different every once in a while. Like I say, when push came to shove, I've been doing, anytime Wizard came up, I just automatically did that kind of Gandalf-y old white guy with a robe, or old white guy with a beard. So I'm going to change that. The other thing I have a tendency to do is to draw large, kind of sausagey fingered hands and thick arms. So I'm going to we're going to go for a lady wizard this time. I'm looking at this because I think I need to move her up a little on the page. I'm going to grab her and move her up a little, just a little, so that I can put the robes down there. See, she's going to have some kind of sorcerousy collar chest plate thing. Maybe rather than having that we will let her actually point at the tree and so I'm looking at this as it's coming together, and it seems to me that rather than putting the whole tree together, she's magicked in whatever is going on top of the tree. Now I'm going to leave it up to you guys to think for a minute and leave some suggestions in the chat as to what that top ornament on the tree might be. I'm sure I can come up with something if if it comes down to it. But I want you guys to participate too. What would our sorcerers put on top of the tree? And then down here, we'll have a little elf, Santa's elf style elf. Who is jumping with joy. And once again, I'll make a point of not having those hands be quite so beefy as I tend to draw them. Ooh, Dave has written something long. I'm going to take a second to peek at that. Not attempting to hijack drawing, but a multi-panel idea. You know what? Maybe one of these days I'll make a point of doing a show where we try and put together a multi-panel idea instead of 3 separate ideas. Because Dave has put there with the multi-panel idea, Drew throwing a pine cone like a grenade in a town square, followed by a giant tree springing up, would be terrific. But you're right, that is a multi-panel thing. And I just here's the thing. When a multi-panel idea comes up, it's great, but I think that in general, it's more likely for single panel ideas to come up more often, which is why I plan this around single panel ideas. Maybe I just need to be more open to letting the show do every once in a while, take something like this and say, yes, we'll do a multi-panel idea on this one. Okay, there's enough. That's enough sketching on that. Let's go in and draw that. Because that would make a fun little 2 or 3 panel holiday cartoon. Make sure I'm on the right layer. I was worried for a minute that I had forgotten to switch layers. There we go. Ooh, I don't know if you could hear that, but someone apparently, it's dark out, but someone apparently has taken their dog over to the dog park and is letting them run around and woof and woof. Okay. We are going to let our wizard come in here. And I'm being mindful to keep the arms and hands still down to a much smaller style than I often do. Okay. Look at what we got going on here. I'm trying to think of what I can do here on the bottom part of her outfit to just make it a little fancier. We'll put some chains or belts or something hanging off her. Off her main sash. Okay. I can almost hear her singing some kind of Disney Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo song. Alright, are you guys thinking about what the ornament at the top of the tree could be? Because we're getting close to that. I'm going to zoom in a little here and we'll draw our elf. He's got slippers on. Could be this is what's going on at the North Pole while Santa's out delivering toys. A wizard is coming and leaving a little present for him when he gets home. Again, trying to just make a point of keeping the hands a little smaller than I usually do them. He's very happy. Let's put some stripes on the pajamas. That. Okay. And let's put do the lower part of the tree first. You can see this is a neat little trick for doing trees is to not basically let me turn off this layer and show you something. I'm going to go to the colors layer for a second here. Basically a Christmas tree or pine tree like this is a triangular shape. Now you can think of that as one big triangle like that. That winds up looking like a aluminum Christmas tree from the Charlie Brown series. But what I do is I think of it as a series of stacked triangles like that. But if I do it like that, again, it looks unnatural. So what I was doing there before is, based on this outline, I'm treating each triangle like it's a pointy triangle like that. And I'm just putting in a light reference, imagining that the triangle would end there, and then I'd come in again and start putting a few down like that. And what we wind up with, now, if I go back and turn on, is this roughly pine tree shaped thing that looks like it could be a tree and keeps that triangular shape but doesn't have that unnatural squaring off that you get when you do the whole triangle. And if I add a few more lines there, going in parallel at each stage, we fill the tree out. Okay, let's see what's going on here in the chat room. If you have any ideas, do it in Infinity Mirror, where on the top is a wizard casting a tree in miniature. Clever. I'm not that good an artist. That'd be tough to pull off. That would be fun to do with. There's some really good basic animation packages. In fact, I use Procreate here for my drawing. Not sponsored, but I love them, so I talk about them all the time. They've got a new product called Procreate Dreams, which is specifically for animation. I bet that's the kind of thing we could pull off with that. I'm going to be buying that here as a holiday present for myself, and in the early part of next year, I'm going to start fooling around, trying out the animation. So maybe something like that. Let's see what else we got. A little goat on the top, says Linnea. Some sort of monster or construct spewing out candy. I like, some kind of. All right, so I'm going to go back to our sketch layer and put on the blue so I can sketch something up there. But yeah, I think that maybe a dragon. Spewing candy. It seems a little more challenging, but I'll take that challenge. All right, there we go. That's a good sketch. Let's go in and put that in. And we can have dragon here. Oop, forgot the tail. Erase part of the tree there so we can get the tail coming in and around. And then we're going to add some little magic spheres. Show that our wizard is casting a spell. Oh, so. It's looking pretty good. There we go. Let's turn off our sketch underneath and look at what we got. And see where I want to add just a few more little lines to help really sell the idea. This is the kind of thing I say every week, and I don't know it. I don't know that it's an easy way for me to describe how I know where to add those things. It's just a feeling you get after you've been doing this for a while. You can look at where it's at and say, that's good, but it'd be better if I just put another couple of lines there. There, that elf looked fine, but he looks better if I put a little shadow under him to make it seem like we can see that he's jumping up and down in the air. All right, let's put some quick color on it. And I'm going to go to the colors layer again. I'm going to go to the gloaming brush, which I like because it gives me that markery, crayony kind of feeling. And we're going to start adding in some colors. Working in large shapes that go along with the shapes on the drawing. Like this. Not worrying about staying in the lines, mainly because I'm mostly not even filling the space up entirely. But because of that, I also get away with going outside of the lines a little. It's a magical kind of drawing. Lets you get more detail while being sloppier. Put some color in here. A nice green for the tree. That's a good tree green. Oh. We'll go with an even thicker brush here so I can fill it in with fewer strokes. Again, I'm kind of working my way back and forth in those triangular shapes. back, we'll have a dragon on top of the tree. I can just hear him going baroo as he trumpets out and sends candy to the floor for everyone to enjoy. Baroo. Let's see. And then maybe some pinkish colors for the magic. Just because we don't have anything else that's colored. We want it to stand out as being special. There we go. Alright, and then we'll come back to the lines layer. Go back to my inking brush and put a little stand on it. And say that we have a wizard decorating a Christmas tree. Alright, here's a good first drawing. I'm going to take a pause here, wet my whistle, and we'll move on and do another one. Leonine says candy from the front end is better than any alternative. Yes, well, any other way the candy might be coming would be, well, maybe not quite as exciting. Maybe folks wouldn't be so excited about eating that candy. But there we go. We got a good wizard decorating a Christmas tree. And a very happy little elf watching. So let's do another one. Let's do another one. It's holiday season. We'll come back. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to come here and turn that off. Turn our random encounter tables back on, and then we'll go to the die roller and take another shot at another drawing. So here we go. Once, twice, third time. One is our who, and once, twice, third time. What's with the matched pairs here? One is our what. So let's come back and see. That means we've got a mind flayer lighting Hanukkah candles. That's interesting. I don't know. My flayers say I'm not sure that cephalopods are kosher. But this is a fantasy setting. Doesn't even matter. So let's come over here, and that's our drawing number 2, is a mind flayer. For those of you that don't remember, we've used them a fair bit here on the show. They are a D&D creature which has an octopus-like head, very tall, thin, creepy things. They're called mind flayers because they use their tentacles to grab onto your head and eat your brains. Brain eating, is that a delicacy, Jack? Alright, so let's see. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, we need a mind flayer. Just rough idea for a mind flayer. Its head there, octopus-like. Mind flayers are also very, very thin, with long arms and long fingers. Alright, so over here, though, I'm going to create a little menorah. It'd be on a table here. with some presents. Maybe we'll have a little mind flayer. And our mind flayer is going to be lighting the candles. Let's say it'll be the 4th or 5th night here. Alright, I know maybe you can't see that, but it looks okay to me. I'm going to make it a little larger here on the square. I see what's going on there, so I'm going to dive in and start drawing. We're going to start here. First we're going to come to the lines layer so I don't make the mistake I was afraid about before. And we're going to start here. They say they have tentacles over where their mouths should be, so you can't usually see what they're saying, to see their mouths. But our mind flayer is also wearing a yarmulke. I guess I kind of want to get that out a little bit further than the edge of his head, just a little bit. And alright, so now we've got a big cowl. I don't even know what this head framing thing would be called. I don't know what the proper name for that is. Now they've got long, very long fingers. It's another thing we know about mind flayers. Lowering the eyes there a bit just to make sure it looks like the eyes are looking straight there at the candles. And where I had them there, they were not. Alright, so tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in the main body of the menorah. And then rooms for each of the 8 nights. Candles for each of the 8 nights of Hanukkah. Like so. And the central candle. We'll call it the third night. Said we're going to have a present here on the table. And our little mind flayer. Not going to be really clear whether he's looking at the candles or the present. It's hard to tell with kids. But he'll be smiling. Again with the little cowl thing that I don't know what it's supposed to be called. Dave says, I think it's just a really big collar. Well, you and me both, but I think that we're both probably wrong. That there's probably a term for it that people who know more, who are more into costumery or just general clothes making would tell us that there's an actual term for that. There was a time when I could, while I was doing this, just kind of belt out the candle lighting prayer, but that's a long time ago. Okay. There we go. I want to come in here and make that neck just a little clearer. Add some lines there to the big cowl, to the big collar, so it's a little clearer what's going on. Alright, I'm going to turn off our sketch layer so I can look at this and say that, let's It's looking okay. I guess we'll let the Papa Mind Flayer also show his mouth. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Let's put some color on that. Well, again, I'm gonna find a couple of things I want to just add a little bit of extra line detail on to make it clearer. There we go. Alright, so we're going to go to our colors layer. We're going to put on our gloaming brush. Sorry, I've been looking down. I haven't looked up at the camera in a while. You've just been looking at the top of my head. What a poor host I am. Gloaming brush. And we'll start with a purplish skin tone for our Mind Flayers. I've seen some artists like to do them green. That's okay with me. It looks a little aquatic to me when that happens, though. And we already struggle with the fact that they're, octopus-like. We don't want it to look like they really are octopuses. And the purple has that kind of otherworldly, and maybe almost undeadish. I mean, they are not undead creatures, but they're definitely otherworldly. They don't belong. There's something wrong about them, these Mind Flayers. Go. And having done that, I think I want to come in here and I'm going to take my dark blue and shift it way over to very dark so we get our fake black. I talk about this a lot. If you want something to be black in your picture, don't think about coloring it black, because it will just... Black is, look where I do put it in, like in the mouth or in that sleeve, it just dominates. Black, an actual hard black like that, completely dominates what's around it. So what you want is another color that's close to black. So much so that the eye will read it as black, but we know from having seen how I did this, that this is actually a blue. Right? It's a blue. It's blue, 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 still blue, just a very dark blue. But it looks like black. That one even more looked like blue in the circle, but it sure looks like gray when we drop it in there. Alright, I think we're going to use a different color, a different fake black for the kids' clothing, so that because they're right next to each other here in the drawing. So I think I'm going to do another. This also looks like black, but it's clearly a different color. That's because it's a purple. But now, they both look like they were in black, but you can tell a difference between them in the drawing. All right. What else do I want to do? I want to come back to our purple. Color the spots. The blotches. I've got blotchy skin. I need a good cleanser. And then I want to clean that up a bit. So I want the yarmulkes to remain white mostly, but we're going to put a little blue to highlight how white they are, and then we're going to make that little band red. Yarmulkes come in all sorts of different designs, but the basic skull cap is maybe white, bluish, blue or white. The red stripe on it looks good to me. Now we're going to pick another blue, and that's going to be the color of the ribbon on the present. And then we'll come in with kind of a darkened up yellow, so we get a goldish feeling for our menorah. Get different colored candles, just like birthday candles. Just get an interesting array of different colors. Think I'm trying to decide those. I was just pausing here as I was trying to decide whether I wanted to put a colored wrapping paper and keep the tablecloth white, or keep the wrapping paper white and make the tablecloth another color. And I've decided to color the wrapping paper, mostly because it's quicker and easier. I can admit it, I'm a little lazy. There we go. Now, unlike the last one, I think I'm going to take enough time here to add some shading in, just to, like we sometimes do, to give it a little extra depth. There's a lot of large, flat shapes in this. Do the same thing with this little fella. There we go. And then I'm going to take the whole thing and I'm going to drop the intensity of that color, because I'm looking at this as all really hard colors, and I think it'll be better if I drop the opacity on this 10%. What if I go 15? Is that too much? I think 10's better. Didn't need a lot of it, but just something to drop that purple back a little. Let the lines shine through a little more. And, excuse me. And like that, voila, we've got some mind flayers lighting Hanukkah candles. Come back to the line slayer. Come back to my inking brush, and we'll put a little stand on it to signify that we are done. Yeah, so I hope everyone is having a good holiday. I'm take a little pause here, and before we go and do a third one, we'll do a third one like we usually do. Got plenty of time. I hope everyone's having a good holiday season, whatever it is you celebrate, or even if you don't celebrate anything. There's a lot of vacation time taken around now. It's time of year. I come from a family that is my dad's side of the family is Jewish. My mom's side of the family is wow, they're going to kill me because I don't remember what they are Christian of a denomination or two, and that's pretty embarrassing, huh? So I've always had both the two main holidays of the season, at least as celebrated here in the U.S. In my life, and I love them both. I just love the general kind of air of be kind to each other, be nice to each other, whichever, whether one of those is the holiday of your particular religion or belief, or solstice as tonight, the whole spirit of the season in just about every one of those celebrations is to be kind to one another, and I dig that. So whatever wordings and religious rites you put around it, even if it's none, I hope that this season is being kind to you and that you are being kind to those around you. It says, I wonder if the present is socks. So that would be a very traditional Hanukkah present. Socks are a little notepad or pencils. um, yes, so it's a good holiday season, I think, so far. And the world has a lot of crazy things going on in it, and there are a lot of reasons to be down. A lot of friends of mine are having troubles also, and I wish them all very well. I in no way want to diminish that when I say I hope that you all are doing well. Let's get a little serious in here, don't you think? Let's move on. Let's do a third drawing, and then we can go off to whatever celebrations we've got coming up this weekend. So, turn that off. I'm going to turn on the round 3. And we're going to turn on the tables, and we're going to do a third drawing now. So we're going to go back to our random die roller and see what we get. Now again, only choices 1 to 4. We have a higher chance of getting a re-roll. If a 1 or 2 comes up, I'm going to need your help to figure out what we will do. But let's see, what is our who? It's once, twice, third time, and it is a 4. Okay, that's our who is a 4, and our what is a once, twice, third time. Also, wow, really weird. We're getting doubled up all the time. 4 and 4. Let's go back and see what 4 and 4 is. We had a 2 and a 2, a 1 and a 1, and now a 4 and a 4. 4 and a 4. 4 is Leonine, which is not technically a creature, but in D&D, it kind of describes a broad category of upraised lion people. That's what I had in mind when I put in a Leonine. Some kind of lion folk, lion person. And number 4 is opening presents. We had a chance of wrapping presents and opening presents. And the dice wanted to open the presents. So, that's what we're doing. We're doing Leonine, opening presents. Alright, so turn on 3. sketches, blue, correct pencil. Let's dive in here and do it. It says cats, cats, kitties. Yes, okay, so we are going to have uh, a someone here and open a present. And over here, we're going to have someone who's opened a present. What kind of present would you give to a little Leonine cub? Do you think? What kind of present? Think that we're going to have the parents over here on the couch watching. What? But I want to have one here who's just shredding a package open. Literally shredding it open. And one over here who has just opened a package. Not liking how that's coming out, so I'm going to erase that right there. But I want them to have something that they're happy they got. Something right here. That they're holding up. Is it a doll? Is it a big steak? What is it? You tell me. I'm going to get to work on this other part of it. And that's what I'm counting on you for. Is to help me figure out what is the thing. What's the thing? What's right here that our little Leonine cub is holding up, having just unboxed. So, having put those lines down, I feel confident enough to go in here and start doing some drawing. So I make sure I'm on the right layer. And we'll start here with the one cub. It's looking almost mouse-like. Those ears are maybe a little too big. looking fox-like. It's a little tough to get that right look. Tougher than I had originally imagined. Now, tell you one thing that will probably help is by making the pause like that. Looking a little bear-like right now. Little ursine. I'm going to stop and think. I won't lie, I'm thinking about Disney movies. I think that maybe the nose is a little too... There we go. Make the nose a little more triangular and a little flatter on the top. That helps. That certainly makes it look more feline. And we can do that. And see how I kind of just did that with those lines. Some lines going like this, the other lines going like that. It creates that feeling of the interior of the box having a little more depth. There, that's got at least a semi cub look to it. First I was a little worried that the hair was looking messy, but I remembered that this is going to be, the idea here is that it's first thing in the morning, they're tearing open their presents, and parents probably haven't had enough sleep. And what do we got going on here? We got the little... I don't want to get too detailed. Just enough so that it reads correctly. realized that I've put the guy in pajamas or clothes of some sort, and the woman is sitting there not wearing anything. That's a little weird. All right. Now we're getting here to the point where I'm going to need an answer. As to what's being held up here. Wow, that is not looking like a lion cub at all. It's looking more like a Pooh Bear. Stuffed animal. All right, well. Oh, no. I don't know what's in that box, but it'll be lucky if it survives the opening. All right, so let's come back to our sketch layer and figure out. So some kind of squishy. Whoops, I'm putting this on the wrong layer. I can see right away that I'm still drawing on the lines layer. Sketch layer. Sea monkeys. Hmm. I mean, it could just be a lion. Like that. It could be Bob Ross's painting kit. Could be Bob Ross. Just give it a big throw, and it could be Bob Ross. uh, let's see. Let's see. It could be. I mean, it could be a D&D creature. We could make it a a mind flayer just and refer back to our first uh, drawing. We could make it a dragon. We could make it I don't know. Anyone have any great insights here? Could be a monkey. Could be Godzilla. Ah. Um. Started to look like one of the Go Go Gophers for a second. Could be Bullwinkle. Uh. I think. I think. I'm giving you guys a chance. And could be an elephant. Could be like Babar. I think I'm getting a laugh out of making it an elephant just because that appeals to uh, it appeals to me in just a, a cruel kind of way. All right, that's what we're getting. We're getting an elephant. I had when I was a kid. Uh, I had a little stuffed Babar the elephant that was given to me by um, by my mom's family because they uh, my mom was from Canada originally, and Babar was popular there before we really knew who he was in the U.S. And they'd given me this cute little Babar stuffed animal. I mean, when I was very young, when I was like two or not quite two, and they'd given me this Babar, and I rather liked it. And this was the first time that I had been brought up north to. Uh, we were spending the holidays, spending Christmas with my mom's family, and my mom's family had a little poodle named Gumper, and Gumper had always been the baby of the family. I was the first of the grandchildren, and Gumper had always been the one that got all the attention. And now, in came this very young Stan, and Gumper was told not to jump up and to be put out of the room, and no one paid attention. And Gumper did not like me very much. But I think Gumper was wise enough to know that he couldn't really hurt me. But when I got put down for a nap on my grandparents' very big bed, because there wasn't a crib, Gumper jumped up and grabbed my little stuffed Babar and tore it to shreds right in front of me. Or so I'm told. I don't actually remember it. I'm told that they heard about this because they heard shrieking from the room they came in, and Gumper was there shredding Babar right in front of me, kind of as if to say, "Look out, kid! I rule the roost here." And then Gumper was immediately taught that he did not rule the roost quite as much as he thought. Um, but that's my little Babar story. Maybe that's why I want these cats to have a happy Babar interaction. There we go. That's a good outline. Let's put some color on this, and then we can. I blocked it out, says Dale. I don't know as much I blocked it out as, like I say, I was no more than, 28 months old at the time that happened. It was very early. I don't know that I have any memories from that time. Uh, so I don't know that I blocked it out per se. And it's not like I don't have any long lasting fear of poodles. It just, it's a thing that happened. There we go. All right, let's do some colors here. We're going to go to the color layer. I'm going to turn on our gloaming brush again and start adding in some colors. That's not the right brown yet. A little darker than that. I don't know. Thinking about it, I don't know that I've ever told that story publicly before. Now you all know it. You're the first to know the tragic story of Gumper and Babar and little 2-year old Stan. How about that? Let's see. Looking good. Some colors there, some colors there. We want a gray for the elephant. Any of you have a favorite uh, stuffed animal from when you were a child? It's hard for me to say that Babar was really my favorite. I don't really remember him. I don't, though, have a favorite stuffed animal from my youth. Don't remember any others particularly either. And I don't know what that may or may not say. Maybe that's the hangover. I saw Babar shredded before me and then never gave my heart to uh, another stuffed animal. I kept my little heart closed. Here we go. I'm going to go for maybe a cream colored couch. I don't know why, but that's a color I go to a lot for these. All right. So we've got Leonine's unwrapping presents. Leia said she had a pillow. That sounds a pillow. Just a. I don't mean to say it like I'm belittling it. I'm just trying to understand a square pillow, or is it a pillow with certain decorations on it? Willa pillow. It was a little pillow. All right. It sounds charming. Just a little pillow. All right. I am no way belittling your little pillow. All right. So here we go. We got Leonine's opening presents. So that's been a pretty good day. We have our Leonine's opening presents. That was our third drawing. Before that, we had some Mind Flayers lighting Hanukkah candles. And before that, we had a wizard decorating a Christmas tree. That's pretty good for a holiday special. I had a lot of fun today. I hope you did too. I'm going to come over here and turn this back so it's just you and me again. We can talk as we wrap this up. Thank you all for joining me for the Random Encounters Holiday Special. Thank you to Dale and Cindy and Linnea and Dave and Gus and who else? Other people were here. I'm sure there were other people here. Crafty Visage, whose name is escaping me right now. I'm very sorry. It's not Lala. I see there. Lala is someone else. I was just watching Lala earlier today. Anyway, thank you all for joining me tonight and throughout the year. It's been terrific. We will have one more show next week. There'll be a New Year's special. One special following another. So I hope you can come back for that. Whatever it is you're celebrating over the coming days, I hope it goes well. I hope you're surrounded by friends and family and you get all kinds of joy and maybe some presents too. I am going to be around. Keep an eye out for me. It should be online. Like I say, I'll be back here next Thursday. While you're celebrating and looking forward to the new year, if you're interested, I should tell you that I have a coloring calendar for sale. I put that information on all my social media, but I haven't this week. So I'll go in tomorrow and put it up again. You can look for that. There'll be a link to where you can buy the coloring calendar or recommend it to your friends if you are so inclined. In the meantime, if you want to keep up with me and what's going on online, maybe the best place to do that is over on Instagram, where I make sure that all of the pictures that I put out publicly, a lot of plosives there, All the pictures I put out publicly go up on Instagram. They will also go up on Facebook and most of my other social media. But Instagram is, you know, it's all about the pictures. So that's a great place to go. If you want to get even deeper involved into what's going on in the world of Stan, then you may want to consider joining my Patreon community, uh, where you get peeks behind the curtain, little behind the scenes information. I send out emails which have all of, it's not, you don't have to go looking on Instagram. I will send to your email box all of the art that I release publicly. It'll show up there, and you'll have it. You'll be able to see it. You won't have to go looking for it, and you'll be able to, file it away and keep it if you want. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you again. I will see you next week, and we'll wrap up the year and look forward to the following year. So thank you. Happy holidays, and I'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.